Hello, friends. I am Chevy. Welcome to my shed. How are you today? How's life in your world? How's things where you are? I hope it's fantastic. Everything here is still sick. I think Em and I both agree that we feel worse today than we did yesterday. We both thought we were feeling pretty good yesterday afternoon. That's okay. I didn't have something to talk about, and then I was responding to comments. I'm sorry I've been delayed responding to comments this week. I haven't, for some reason, not all of them pop up on my, I don't get notifications for all of your comments, so I have to kind of remind myself to go check. But I was gonna, I was sitting upstairs thinking, like, what the hell am I going to talk about today? And then I was responding to one of Jonathan's comments, and I thought, wait, that's an episode. So we'll just go make that today. And it was, he had talked about, so I had talked about wanting to work in here. I haven't done really any garage projects or shop projects in a while, shed projects. And M said that she really wants me to ask her to come help me. She wants to help me figure out how to be a better teacher, how to be more patient, how to be less. I don't want to say aggressive, but how to be. I get upset when things don't work out the way I expect. And so Jonathan commented that she had mentioned that he thought that was really cool, that she wanted to help me learn that. And part of that is we might have kids in the future. And if we have kids in the future, she wants me to be able to pass on all of my skills to them like her dad did with her, because she thinks that's really important. And I agree with her. I have not done a great job of that with my two current children. They don't really show a whole lot of interest in here. I have tried to work with them in here, and they're just kind of like, I want to go, do my thing. And maybe part of it is I didn't show that interest to them when they were younger. So, part of this, Em and I actually talked about it yesterday. I think it was last night. For me, I've always thought that it was not being able to deal with, or things not turning out the way I expected being the problem. I don't think that is, honestly. And the Jonathan's comment was that I had mentioned that I'd rather just do it myself and do it correctly the first time and not have to fix it or whatever. And I think what the real issue there is, and it's something that what we talked about last night was, I have learned from working with her father that slow it down. Like, we're not in a hurry here. I have always been accused of being a good worker or a hard worker. And I say that without a joke. I've been accused of being a hard worker because I've never felt like I was a hard worker. But if you said, Chevy, today's job is to dig a 10-foot trench right here, I'm going to start digging and not stop until there's a 10-foot trench. And that might take me 3 hours, and then I collapse. But I did it. And you go, damn, that was a good job. But the reality was you were expecting that to take all day. But instead of taking my time and not killing myself, I'll just go at it as hard as I possibly can until it's done. And that's how I've been my entire life. I will attack things until it's done just to get it over with. Because I would rather be done and move on to the next thing, or be done and have time for myself, than to just kind of trudge along slowly. But I have learned, working with M's father, that sometimes slowly is the better way. It is the more methodical process. It allows you room to think between operations, and especially in a shop. We all have stories about making something, we get in the zone, we're doing our thing, and we miscut boards, or we misdrill holes, or we put a chamfer on the wrong thing, or whatever. And that's a product of just trying to go too fast. Like, whoa. Like, this isn't a race. And I think that's the real thing I have to learn, is that, we talked last night, was when I come down here and I'm going to make a thing, like, say I want to make this prototype end table. That's something that we want to make together. I have an expectation that this prototype will take me about 4 hours to build. And that's because I'm going to use pocket hole joinery. I'm just going to kind of slap this thing together just to try it, right? To see if we like the fit and the size and the drawer and all that stuff. And then later, I'll redesign it properly with tenon joints and make an actual, like, heirloom piece. out of cherry wood or something, but probably cherry. So I have this expectation that it'll take 4 hours. That's probably about right. It'll take 4 hours, probably broken up into 2 sessions, like a 3-hour session and a 1-hour session. But there's no reason that it has to take 4. It could take 10. That's fine. There's no deadline that says I have to get this done in 4 hours. But my brain goes, all right, I've got 4 hours. Let's go build that table, and I'm going to get it done. And I'm not going to stop working until I get it done. There's often I will be working, and I will forget that I'm supposed to go eat. And I'll start getting lightheaded and think, what is going on? And I'll realize it's 2 o'clock. And I've just been going at it for like 4 or 5 straight hours because that's just my brain going, all right, we're going to go until we get this done. That's how it's always been for me. And that's something I really need to unlearn. And that's one of the hindrances I have when working with others that aren't as necessarily, not necessarily skilled, but aren't as familiar with my working process, or that don't have the whole picture of what we're accomplishing today. And they're like, why can't I help? Well, you're in my way. I'm just going to get this done. I don't need to do that. Making a bookshelf for my kid, it doesn't matter if it's done today or if it's done next year. Like, we'll just work on it until it gets done. No big deal. And so I have to learn that it's okay to... It's not like when I have somebody in here working with me that isn't as skilled or needs to have guidance, I don't go, here's the tool, go do the thing. And I'm just going to sit here and, I should be there anyway. So they shouldn't be making mistakes that I can't catch or teach. Use that as a teaching moment. That's the thing I have to learn. And I'm just... it was a good realization last night that that slowness, that taking it easy, is actually part of how to work well with others. It's giving it a moment to breathe instead of pretending like this has to be done in 2 hours or we're never going to get it done. And part of that is my failing, right? I am very much of the mindset of, I know I have 2 hours. What can I accomplish in 2 hours? That's the thing I'm going to do right now, because I can get it done and I can say, cool, that's done. Whereas if I say, I've got 2 hours, what can I work on for 2 hours? If there's a project that's going to take 4 hours, I just either won't work on it because I only have 2 hours, or I'll work on it for 2 hours and then never finish it because I'll just whatever, it takes too long. And I have to learn to get over that. That's something that bothers me a lot. So lots more stuff going on to think about, and I think that's a good thing. So thank you, Jonathan, for reminding me that I still had more to talk about, because it's been a weird week for me. Hopefully next week all will be back to normal and I can be my usual chipper, sunshiny self. What do you got going on this weekend? Anything exciting? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, being amazing friends and wonderful people. I really appreciate you. And I'll see you again on Monday. Today's word you should know sounds smart is oscillate. It is a verb meaning to change one's mind frequently about beliefs and opinions. We can hardly keep up with Lydia's choices regarding the quality of luxury jewelers because she oscillates from week to week. Oscillates. O-S-C-I-L-L-A-T-E. I think there's a lot more definitions to oscillate than to just changing your own mind, but cool. I'm fine with using it that way, I guess.